Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Well, you know, Democrats are always searching for that smoking gun, right? They're like a bunch of junkies looking for the next Trump scandal. Come on, man, I need my Trump derangement syndrome fix here, bro. They're always desperately looking for the next Trump scandal. And obviously that creates this situation where when there isn't one, when there's nothing to talk about, well, we see these deranged leftoids scraping at the bottom of the barrel, trying to find literally anything. And so you probably get where I'm going with this. Yep, the Democrats have their new smoking gun, their new attack against Donald Trump that totally discredits his leadership. Except it's not a smoking gun. It doesn't discredit his leadership. It's probably the most pathetic, grasping at literally anything I've ever seen. This is peak desperation. The Democrats got Donald Trump. He's reinstating his Diet Coke button in the White House, and apparently that's newsworthy. Yeah, according to Harry Sisson, that's what he's going on about this morning. You can't make this stuff up. The left literally has nothing. We've got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. Oh no, sound the alarms. Donald Trump wants to reinstate the Diet Coke button in the Oval Office. And according to Harry Sisson, this is the left's new smoking gun. It's the next Trump scandal. Take a look at this.
We have some weird breaking news right now. Donald Trump is planning on restoring his Diet Coke button in the Oval Office on day one of his presidency. Priorities, right? When Donald Trump and Melania Trump enter the White House on Inauguration Day, they'll find it looks just like they did when they left 4 years ago, even down to the Diet Coke button on the desk in the Oval Office. That's thanks to the staff of the White House residence. It's nearly 100 employees who are non-political, and they spend the morning of January 20th moving the departing commander-in-chief out and the incoming one in. And apparently the Diet Coke button, where Donald Trump presses it and someone brings him a Diet Coke, is a major priority for him. They'll have all their clothes in their closet, their preferred shampoo in the bathroom, favorite foods, family photos, all that stuff will be in the White House thanks to these people. So while the American people are struggling because Donald Trump's tariffs raise prices for literally every single person, don't worry everybody, don't fret. Donald Trump will have his Diet Coke button back. I mean, this guy's such a joke.
You can feel the faux outrage, right? The fake outrage coming from his comments. Priorities, right? While Americans are struggling, Trump's focus is on his Diet Coke button. I mean, really, Harry? First of all, he's not even the president. Joe Biden is. And by the way, Joe Biden's on another taxpayer-funded vacation while Americans are struggling. Ooh, priorities, right? And secondly, a Diet Coke button, really? A funny little novelty that Trump brought to the Oval Office during his first term? That's the hill that you want to die on? A literal button for soda? You know, it's obvious, once again, we're coming to the same conclusion in so many of these videos. It's obvious that the left learned absolutely nothing. It's almost like we've traveled back in time to the whole 2 scoops of ice cream scandal of 2017. Remember that, right? Media tried to spin Trump getting 2 scoops of ice cream into some horrifying scandal.
Time magazine got a scoop. Literally a scoop.
One scoop for me, please.
On the president's scoops. Now, in the Blue Room of the White House, the president sits down for a candlelit dinner with 3 correspondents from Time magazine. Dining with the enemies of the people. Of course they're going to notice every little thing. With the salad course, Trump is served what appears to be Thousand Island dressing instead of the creamy vinaigrette for his guests. And then the gem. At the dessert course, he gets 2 scoops of vanilla ice cream with his chocolate cream pie instead of the single scoop for everyone else.
2 scoops for me, please.
Donald Trump got served 2 scoops of ice cream by his own staff at his own dinner, and they tried to turn that into some bizarre dominance narrative. So utterly ridiculous, trying to make a scandal out of something so clearly stupid. Trump getting an extra scoop of ice cream from his own staff. I mean, no wonder. If you own the damn restaurant, then yeah, your staff probably knows your dietary preferences, and Trump wants 2 scoops of ice cream, so he got it. I mean, I'm sure at the time it wasn't as if his guests couldn't ask for an extra scoop. It was probably more a situation of the staff not assuming people's dietary preferences. Meanwhile, they knew exactly what Donald Trump liked and what he wanted. But according to the media, it was part of his whole dominance thing. This proves that Donald Trump is hell-bent on power. He's literally Hitler. Only somebody with Hitlerian tendencies would ever ask for 2 scoops of ice cream while the rest of the guests only get 1. I mean, how stupid and presumptive. But now, here we go again. It's the same ridiculous song and dance, only this time, it's a button of Diet Coke. Let's be real, people. This isn't a scandal. In fact, it's not even even interesting. It's not even an interesting story. It's just more of the left desperately trying to find something, I mean literally anything, to criticize about Donald Trump and his administration that's coming in, because it seems as though they've run out of substantive arguments. The Diet Coke button is literally just a fun little convenience thing. It's something that was in the Oval Office when Trump was in there, and he just wants it back. I mean, why shouldn't he? He's the president-elect of the United States. He's earned the right to have his Diet Coke delivered at the press of a button, don't you think? I mean, who cares? Seriously, who cares? But according to Harry Sisson and crew, it's proof that President Trump doesn't care about you or the nation. It's so ridiculous and so pathetic, but most importantly, so partisan. I personally think it's the perfect example showing the double standard of the left. They never seem to apply the same level of scrutiny to their own leaders, now do they? I'm sure we all remember the narrative that they pushed during Trump's first term in office. They claimed that Donald Trump was lazy, he didn't care, he never worked, he was always playing golf. We all remember that narrative, even though most of the time that Trump was playing golf, he was actually working. But Trump was the guy who worked tirelessly, he hardly slept, and he was known for being hands-on with everything from policy to campaigning to disaster response. I mean, Trump's the guy who gets on the plane and shows up the next day or within hours. Meanwhile, Joe Biden's sleeping in the basement. Trump worked hard, he worked tirelessly during his first presidency, and I'd argue he worked even harder to campaign for his second term as president. But according to the media, he was lazy, never wanted to work, and felt entitled. And he was constantly attacked that way just because he liked to play golf. But meanwhile, speaking of the double standard, getting back to the initial point, we've seen, and now we have the official numbers being released, being reported by many news outlets, that Joe Biden spent nearly 40% of his presidency on vacation. 40%? And where's the outrage over that? Joe Biden spent more time baking in the sun on the beach than he did doing interviews, press conferences, addressing the people, showing up during disaster times. But where's the outrage? I mean, nothing. Crickets. Total silence coming from the exact people who are now hyperventilating over Trump's soda button. It gets a little bit frustrating, but honestly, more than anything, it's pathetic. That's why I don't let it get to me, because in a way, I kind of feel bad for these people. It's kind of sad to watch this nonsense. One thing is being made very clear here. The left is in a little bit of a sad state, and they're obviously so desperate for something to attack Donald Trump over. They're looking for literally anything, and now they've stooped to this low level. And just think about the hypocrisy there, right? Harry Sisson's talking about how Americans are suffering, Americans have real problems, but the president is focused on a button. No, I think that's projection. The American voters have been voicing their discontent. They've been suffering for 4 years under your cruddy administration, but you're the ones focused on diet soda buttons. I mean, just think about it. While Americans are worried about real issues, and well, for the most part, Donald Trump has been actually addressing these issues and working hard to develop policy plans and proposals that tackle the core of many of these issues, the left is focused on making a big deal about a Diet Coke button. It shows us just how weak the left's opposition strategy is right now. This is what they're bringing to the table, scraping the absolute bottom of the barrel. Ooh, Elon Musk is the real president. Oh, Donald Trump and his Diet Coke button. How utterly pathetic. They're out here clutching their pearls over soda delivery, and it just shows how little they really have to offer. No one cares about Trump's Diet Coke button. They care about the direction of the country. And I think most people remember how much better things were under Donald Trump than they were under this current leftist regime. These leftoids can go on dissecting every little thing that Donald Trump does, like when he dumped the fish food over the koi pond in Japan and they made a big deal out of it. They can try to put a negative spin on all of it, but it's not gonna work. If anything, it just makes them look petty and hypocritical. The more the left at large engages in this desperate behavior, the more obvious I think it becomes that they're running out of ideas. It's just another laughable chapter in the never-ending saga of Trump derangement syndrome. Keep it coming, little Harry Sisson. You're only making him stronger. Anyways, that's pretty much what I got for you guys on this one. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.